What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. Y'all already know, Looper Norris, another video reaction, man. So this is gonna be kind of a funny one, this video reaction here. This is Anthony Fantano. This is a very popular, very famous YouTube music critique. So he basically takes albums and critiques it, makes a video out of it, all genres. He's kind of like Pitchfork, but YouTube version. And I've been following this guy's critiques for like a long ass time, maybe since he started it. It's pretty crazy from where he started to like where he's at now. 2 million subscribers, pretty crazy, man. He's accurate when it comes to rating different albums. I'll say with like hip hop, sometimes he's a little bit off. The rating's way too low or it's like way too high, and I'm just like what? But for the most part, it's pretty accurate when this guy rates albums. I think this is a perfect person to use as a narrator for the actual video that I'm reacting to. So Jack Harlow, he is a white rapper from Kentucky, the USA, and he is known for like club bangers and like party hits, party anthems. Switches his style pretty often, and he vultures styles a lot too. This is something that he's well known for. A lot of people compared his earlier work to like Drake because of like the whole club banger, like club scene type of vibe he'll put in his music videos. His pacing when he's rapping, a lot of people comparing him to Drake. Nowadays he's more of like Common, I would say, from like back in the days where he was working with the Soulquarians, like A Trap Called Quest, The Roots, Erykah Badu, Andre 3000. He's kind of like rolling with that style, but like a poor man's version of it. Definitely not as skilled, just vulturing the style. I'm not the biggest Jack Harlow fan. I think he's a decent artist. He knows what he's doing. There is a reason why he's gotten some type of success in his career. So like, you know what I mean? Like he's got some musical talent, but he's not like the best rapper, like not even close, man. There's definitely a lot of rappers I would put ahead of him. Recently in an interview, he's basically talking about the new album he's dropping, Monica. In the interview, he's like talking about how a lot of people say he takes a lot from black culture, black music, the clothes that he wears. He dates a lot of black girls, apparently. Just his whole look, you know, like he does talk like a white guy, but like you can definitely tell by his style and the way he makes his music, he takes a lot from the black culture. He's talking about how in this album he's gotten a little bit blacker when it comes to his sound and style overall. It's kind of funny in a way, in a lot of ways. Like this reaction is probably gonna make me laugh throughout the video just because it's like, what are you talking about, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he went a little bit too far with that statement. It's nothing super negative about it, and I don't think he's like racist after hearing something like that, but it's kind of a wild thing to say. He's not even mixed, right? He's a complete white person to say that his music has gotten blacker, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna find out in this video here. Anthony Fantano talking about the interview, breaking it down as a white guy himself. You can clearly see Anthony Fantano is a white guy, so I think it's the perfect person to go over the situation with. Let me know what you guys think. Give me your opinion. Did Jack Harlow get blacker over the years? Like, be honest about it too. Let me know in the comments. Like the video, share, subscribe to the channel, man. Plenty more of these videos coming up for the future. If you haven't heard I'm Himalayas, go ahead and listen to that. Available on all platforms. The next track I'm dropping set for March 24th. This one is called HypeBeast Distracted. A new mixtape dropping for July 4th. This is a 12-track mixtape, GTA in the 6. The album cover will go up soon. And yeah, man, we're about to get into this video. We'll see what it's about, man.
Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and we need to talk about Jack Harlow. As many of you may already know, he has a brand new record out.
Like, as you can see here, this album cover, bro, this reminds me a whole lot of Common Sense back in the day, man. When he worked with Kanye West, making an album called B. It's like he ripped the cover art. It looks a lot like it. Even like the blurriness, it's sort of like the same. So yeah, bro, he's trying to be Common, man.
Titled Monica. My thoughts on the album specifically are in my review, but this video is more of a take on the way this new album cycle for Jack has completely just gone down in flames. And frankly, I don't know what bouncing back from Here for Jack even looks like at this point, because
it's almost like he should have just stuck with his first style. It was making him money. He was getting like mad clout. I mean, he's still pretty famous, but I feel like if he stuck to the Drake style, you know what I mean, he would have been one of the top 5 rappers in terms of like fame and money doing it right now, I think.
I have said when assessing the music on this album, and as Jack has said when describing his intentions going into this project, he wanted to do a very soft, intimate, melodic album, heading more in the direction of soul and R&B. This also apparently happened after Jack was feeling unenthused about more of a rap-flavored project he was in the midst of making. And look, a rapper or a white artist making a bit of a switch and putting out some soul or some R&B music, it's not inherently a bad thing or a wrong thing. Lots of artists have done it quite successfully.
He's like being too extra about it. Just like what Fantano was saying, a lot of artists in the past have switched up their style completely. They started rapping and all of a sudden they switched to like R&B, and then now they're just singing. He could have done that without all this like extraness, changing his clothing style, and he's being extra about it.
I might add. And over the years, there have been lots of white artists who have contributed great things to these genres that see respect from fellow artists in these styles and hardcore fans of these styles, be it a Jameson or a Jamiroquai, more recent, indie type faves like Hiatus Coyote 2. So it's not like the transition Jack Harlow is making here is, in the grander scheme of things, altogether new, but it has generated some conversation, especially during an age where it seems like, I don't know, there's something in the water that is just making a lot of white artists who have made a name for themselves in the hip hop space, making the switch over to genres that are more white coded, as it were, be it either MGK making more of a name for himself as a pop and pop punk artist, or Post Malone making the full switch over into the country sphere. And while personally, I think an artist should be allowed to create and experiment and try new things and head in new directions if they feel compelled to, there is a valid criticism and argument to be made there.
No, it's like those are the prime examples right there. Post Malone and MGK, bro, taking the black culture and then, getting where they're at with it, and then they make the complete switch. Like, bro.
About figures in mainstream music just basically building a brand, a very successful brand for themselves off the back of these black art forms, only to switch up into genres maybe they feel more comfortable in once they finally build their core audience. Now, Jack, in one breath, respectably, is not making that pivot, but some of the dialogue he has been engaging in lately around this new album cycle, it's kind of feeling like the other side of like a really gross coin that we're talking about here.
John saying you didn't retreat into a whiter genre. In fact, you arguably went deeper into
black music. Yeah.
Deeper.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? What?
Into blackness.
Yeah. I think I love
bro, that statement sounds so weird, bro. Like
black music. And of course, I'm hyper aware of the politics of today, that safer landing spot that a lot of my white contemporaries have found. And of course, it appealed to me to do something that I felt like at a time when there's plenty of people expecting me to take some of the routes y'all are taking. To take the route that not only might not be expected, but is also the one I genuinely want to take. So all the stars aligned in that way for me, to be honest.
And look, honestly, I think this goes a bit further back than the release of Monica itself, this conversation that he recently had on this New York Times podcast, where a lot of the quotes that people are reacting to have come from, because he not only saw fit to drop these promotional videos where he's conversing over food at a restaurant, having weirdly regressive conversations around like what is meant for women and what is meant for men, but also getting into his dating preferences along racial lines.
Yeah, I can't see you with a white woman.
Yeah, I can't see you with one either.
Really?
Yeah, my brother.
Never seen you with one.
I do love New Edition, you're right.
It's just that the guy is so transparent. It was painfully clear that he's trying to sell us on the idea that this new album is going to be more romantic. It's going to be more lovey-dovey. And for absolutely sure, it is not going to sound white. And the more we see of Jack, you know, this musical switch is coinciding with like a bit of an aesthetic switch too. Just Jack's outfits, because he's dressing like a dude who is
yo, this is what I'm talking about. Like, yo, what is he wearing, bro? This guy's trying to dress like he's from the 90s or something, bro. Like what's with the hat tilted to the side and like, come on, man. Like, what you doing, bro?
making some mainstream
What you doing, bro?
R&B cuts from the late 90s, early 2000s, which is very funny given like recent comments he's made about finding his sound, finding his voice, avoiding mimicry.
You were on a very Drake path for a while.
Yeah, School of Drake. I think,
bro,
as I've gotten older,
he should have stuck with that. He was literally like becoming one of the most famous rappers in the world. Like, am I crazy for saying that? Like, I swear this guy was on the rise, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
become more concerned with finding my voice and finding the way I want to move as an artist. And I think I'm much more averse to mimicry or anything that feels derivative.
When he literally looks like a guy who's copying the vision of another guy in his head. And fans and haters alike have noticed this very clear change and have been roasting poor Jackman endlessly across social media,
crazy,
which is really just a show of Jack's marketing here going awry in every way it possibly could. Not only with this record is he most likely alienating his fan base that just kind of want to hear him do these like chill poppy rap tracks.
If it's not broke, don't fix it, bro. Like, that's the perfect thing to say for a situation like this, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to his old style. Let's put it that way.
Tracks, but with his style switch, with this genre switch announcement, along with comments that he's made about getting blacker, that does set a certain expectation. You are going to invite people in to pull up a chair, have their heads cocked, their hand on their chin, and they're going to say, okay, show us what you're going to do. Since you are broadcasting to the world, you are stepping in on a black art form and trying to make some kind of statement with it, and also find your definitive voice in it. People are actively going to look for that and see if you are going to impress on that front, rather than just allow the music to speak for itself. And look, the music itself does not really speak volumes either, because truth be told, Monica is not a very deep or layered.
What I expected to. Even with all this change talk that he's talking about, I bet if we were to listen through Monica, it's probably a bunch of crap. You know what I'm saying? Jack Harlow, he's not good, bro. He's not good.
Album. So with the 9 tracks on this record being as faint and as underwhelming and as bland as they are, that's really only left room for people to roast the hell out of Jack for this conversion he is attempting to make here, which, you know, just makes me want to reach out to some of the white people in my audience who, you know, just in case you might find yourselves in a situation where you may end up as naive as Jack did here for a bit. Because for sure he is seeing the reception now, and hopefully he is taking some of the commentary to heart. But if you do ever happen to find yourself in a predominantly black space, especially one where you are making a living, creating art, creating music, that's great. All the more power to you. That's fantastic. Good for you. Be proud of what you do, but simultaneously, don't get too comfortable, because no matter how successful you are at what you're doing, no matter how many people praise you and gas you up, and look, I've heard it myself before too. I have been praised by an untold.
You know, like what he's saying here, it kind of reminds me of like the Eminem thing. Think about all the things Eminem has accomplished, all the achievements he has accomplished with his rap music, but still there's a lot of people that wouldn't put him in the top 10 because he's white. And like for me, bro, he's in my top 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I put Eminem at 7. So it's kind of like what he's talking about here, which is pretty crazy to do, but
number of people for doing what should be just the bare minimum for a white guy,
right?
in terms of like not being a bigoted piece of shit and like undoing terrible stuff that I've learned or was like normalized around me. But yeah, look, it doesn't matter that if you as a white guy are good in your neighborhood, what your 5 closest black friends say to you. If you end up in a relationship with someone who's not white, cherish those connections for sure and let them add to your life in the way that they will. But always remember, at the end of the day, that does not erase the fact that the racial dynamics in this country are still completely fucked. And you are on the white end of the spectrum of them, and really just another random white guy to every other person out there in the world who doesn't know you. So if you're ever getting the itch where you're thinking to yourself, man, I kind of feel like I'm getting blacker, either in a literal or abstract sense, you should probably pump the brakes and come back to reality a little bit. Because unfortunately, Jack Harlow was not showcasing quite as much self-awareness as I think he thought he may have been in this rollout, in these conversations. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. I'm sure you will. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that up or
crazy,
link to
bro.
subscribe.
I'm gonna end it there. So that's probably the most realistic response you'll hear in terms of from another white guy who's like in the music industry. I agree with everything he basically said. Anthony Fantano. Jack Harlow should have just stuck with what he was doing in the beginning, man. It was working. Nobody was clowning him, getting mad success out of it. Got to perform at a football NFL game, right? I feel like all of that kind of like slowed down because of all of these changes. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. That's all I got for this one, man. I'm out.